Galit na galit noon na naging mini trial daw under then committee chairman Ray Umali, naka-18 trials, galit na galit sila. Sila ngayon ang gumagawa ng same. That is the hypocrisy of the present House Committee on Justice, except for Representative Rufus Rodriguez. Ganyan po ang ginagawa. Ina-abuse din yung subpoena powers. Sapagkat, sabi nga po nila, okay, the House and the Senate, they have broad powers to formulate their own rules of procedure. Ngunit, always and in the final act, at ipapaliwanag po yan ng mga kasama ko. I'm just laying the broad outline. Hindi po maaring sumalungat ang power ng either house, the House of the Senate and the House of Representatives, na nag-formulate ng rules na labag sa saligang batas, particularly the due process clause, the right against self-incrimination, and the right to remain silent. So, yan po ang isa sa mga kinababahala namin, kina-abuse. Ewan ko kung alam mo hindi. Kasi si Terry Don, back in the days when Terry Don was just growing his face, nandun na kami sa impeachment ni na Jim at saka ni Manny. Kaya sinasabi po nga namin, si Luistro, si De Lima, napakapangit po nang sinasabi nila doon sa committee hearing. Sapagkat labag po sa batas. Kitang-kita naman natin, they're turning this into a demolition job. Can you imagine the pettiness of these people? Nagpapakuha ka ng Mary Grace, Piatos, si Sedanya, di ba? Tabingi po ang katuwiran ni Sedanya sa dating na yan because they are undergoing trial by publicity. Yan po ang kinababahala namin. They're abusing the process. They should let the Senate conduct the trial kasi may pagkakaiba po yan. Ang daming abogado rito. They can explain it better. We have lawyers here who are much better than myself. Okay. So, with that, yun po ang pahayag ng PDP. We are alarmed, we are bothered, we are very deeply concerned with the weaponization nitong process sa House na dapat sama nilang ginagawa nila. They're converting it into a kangaroo court. At ang palawagan po namin sa committee, alam naman po natin, huwag na nating lokohin ang taong bayan. Alam naman namin that you will find sufficient ground and you will transmit it to the Senate. Gawin nyo na. Hipokrito kayo eh. Kunyari pa nagtatrial kayo. Preordained na naman ang conclusion yan eh. And you're not fooling anyone. So, gawin nyo na. Ngunit siyempre hindi nila gagawin dahil gagawin nila ito to rake the Vice President over the coals. That is why we believe in the PDP that it was a very smart move for the Vice President not to attend. Siyempre, ititwist nila yan. Pero, tama po ang Vice Presidente. Bakit ka pupunta sa isang kangaroo court, sa isang court of star chamber na alam mo na ang kahihinatnan, you will only be legitimizing what they are doing, the illegal and unconstitutional things that they are doing by your presence. So, ang klaro po dyan, nakita po natin yung stand ni VP sa kanyang answer. Wala pong waiver of rights at wala pong waiver ng any constitutional objections that there may be down the road. Maraming salamat po. And now I turn you over to my more capable brethren in the profession.
The youngest.
And the handsomest.
Magandang umaga po. Gusto ko lang tulungan ang ating taong bayan na maunawaan yung nangyayari, and I ask the members of the media to help our cause. Meron po akong dalawang konsepto na nais ilatag. Tulungan niyo po kaming ipaunawa sa taong bayan. Dalawa lamang po. Una, yung salitang akin. Ang daming nalilito sa salitang akin, katulad. Pangalawa, yung konsepto na in dubio pro reo. When in doubt, rule in favor of the accused. Ulitin ko po, dalawa lang. salitang akin, katulad, kawangis, pero hindi salamin, ha? Katulad lamang, akin. Pangalawa, indubyo pro reo. Gusto kong maunawaan ng taong bayan niya. Okay. Sa impeachment po, it is a sui generis proceeding. Wala siyang katulad. It is a class of its own. Kaya, tuwing meron pong sinasabi na ang impeachment proceeding sa House ay akin to preliminary investigation, mag-a-apply dyan medyo ang rules of court. Medyo lamang. Pero hindi eksakto. Tama po ba? Okay. Ang mga issue, maiintindihan nyo kaagad.
More. How long will this committee last in the slaughterhouse? And how much is it costing us taxpayers? May gastos yan eh, di ba?
Yeah, I'll answer that. Well, as far as the timeline, depende na yun sa gusto nilang ma-clean. Depende na yun kung gaano gusto nilang kahaba. But insofar as the costs, if they're going to continue doing this, it could go beyond 125 million. Mas malaki kisa sa doon sa kanilang gusto palabasin na confidential fund. No. For sure, we're spending millions here of taxpayers' money of those, ano tawag mo doon? Anong tawag mo doon? Stupid. Okay. So yun ang nangyayari dyan.
Okay, my second question is it possible na hindi aabot to sa Senate?
Can I
Or not
answer?
merit?
Oh, yeah.
That is a probability, not just a possibility. Because, as I've said, the proceeding in the House against the Vice President is void ab initio. Nakita niyo naman nangyari doon sa unang kaso. It was declared void ab initio at hindi na natuloy yung trial sa Senado. That's a probability. At dito, mas matindi ang violations. Greed, abuse of discretion, of unprecedented character. Sabi ko nga, nadismaya kami ni Perdi, ni Atty. Ching Paras, and of course, Atty. Tapasio and Jimmy. We have been witnesses and participants to many impeachment proceedings. Ngayon lang nangyari ito na mayroong ganyan. They're inventing their own rules na hindi nila pinasa, hindi pinablish. Yung mini-trial na yan, there's no such thing. Not even in the United States and Britain, where impeachment originated. Ini-invento ni Congressman Luis to yan. Ang sagwa nakakahiya because the House should have performed its duty in obedience to the Constitution. Hindi sila mas mataas Tapos ngayon, they are usurping the power of the Senate. Di ba? Napakapangit tingnan. And where is the prioritization there? Ano bang importante? Itong ginagawa nila kay VP Sara o yung ekonomiya natin ngayon na is already in an emergency situation? Parang there's a wrong prioritization here. So I question because I'm a citizen and I'm a voter and has witnessed for myself lahat ng impeachments na recently meron. Wala sa Davide, I was just a plain observer. Pero sa Sereno, Bautista, I was the lawyer of the two distinguished gentlemen here, Atty. Tapasio and Atty. Ching Paras. We impeached Bautista. Kahit na nang umpisa, nag-violate din yung House Committee of Justice sa kanilang rules and the Constitution. But sinave ng plenary by a very overwhelming vote at na-impeach si Bautista. Hindi siya umabot sa Senado kasi impeach and then he resigned. Naging moot and academic. But I tell you, nakakadismaya ang ginagawa ng House Committee on Justice. And the Supreme Court might probably, hindi ako sigurado because I cannot preempt, might probably issue a TRO here and declare the proceeding void ab initio. Salamat.
Thank you. Okay, I open now the floor.
Sir,
O sige, please,
Yeah.
quickly lang ha, mabilis. Sige.
Red Mendoza from the Manila Times. Hi, good afternoon, good morning po. Well, ngayon po sinasabi po ni Congressman Laila De Lima na ang hindi pagpunta ni VP Sara sa impeachment trial ay parang pagbaliwala daw sa Constitution. And of course, sinabi rin ni Congressman Beatrix Luistro na sa kanyang distrito daw sa Batangas, suportado daw yung impeachment. What's your take po doon sa mga sinasabi ng ating mga kagalang-galang ng mga congressman?
Well, Pisilin mo lang pala. Yeah.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, with due respect, kasi I've been also a member of Congress, but during our time, respectable po kami.
Honorable.
And honorable. Wala po kaming mga maleta nun. Ano lang. Envelope. Sobre. No, to answer that, walang basihan yun. Kasi, unang-una, wala namang eleksyon. So, paano niya ma-test yung support ng kanyang taong bayan? Pero, if you base it on the survey ng Pulse Asia, even in Luzon, napagataas ang trust rating ni Vice President. So, it's her word against a very official and, legitimate survey. So, pangalawa po, sinasabi natin na itong sinasabi ng mga congressmen is purely political. Why? I can vouch for it in the sense that nag-file po kami ng impeachment. Nag-file ang bayan muna, nag-file yung sinasabi naming hash-hash na impeachment. Pero yung rules na pinairal niya against Marcos is entirely different than the rules that they're imposing on the impeachment of VP Sara. Doon pa lang, politika na ang umiiral. Doon, nag-trial na o nag-hearing na sila at inaano na nila doon pa lang sa determination of substance as far as the Marcos impeachment is concerned. Pero dito kay VP Sara, talagang pinalusot na nila yung substance. Because at the end of the day, they want to maximize the propaganda value of the Vice President. Why? For one reason. She will become the next president. And ito lahat ay takot na takot dahil sa daming mga maleta na tinanggap nila. They are thinking that there will be a serious investigation come the presidency of the Vice President. Yun po ang tinatakot. Kaya dito pa lang, papatayin nila. Pero ako, confident ako na hindi basta-basta, itong nasa Committee on Justice, mukhang ayos na yan eh. Ayos na yan. And there are people there na talagang they cannot accept the Duterte. Unang-una, ito si Ridon. Bakit siya is in the forefront of all this? For vengeance. Kasi pahiyang-pahiya yung kumag na yan. Dahil sa sinipa siya ni Duterte for being a stupid and, irresponsible head of an office. Can you imagine he was traveling every month, on the basis daw na mayroon siyang doon, nagsasaksiya siya ng pera pero yung kanyang liderato ay urban poor. So, inagastos niya yung pera para sa urban poor. Kaya, outright, sinipa siya ni President Duterte. So, hindi niya matanggap yun. Kaya, gusto niyang bumawi to the extent na magpapasupina siya ng mga records ng mga bangko.
Saka lawyers firms.
At saka mga lawyers firm, sinita na nga siya ni Congressman Rodriguez na mali-mali yun. There is a client lawyer's privilege. So, hindi ko alam kung nakakahiya naman sa UP College of Law, nagaling pa ito doon. Now, with due respect, kaibigan ko ito, pero nag-iiba ang ihip na namin eh. Ito si Redon it's all vengeance. Si Dilima, vengeance din yan eh. Kasi biniblame niya si Freddy Topacio yung sa BACC at si David Aguirre na nag-file sa kanya ng kaso. Which was
kung hindi lang nagbago ang administration, baka nasa kulungan pa yung magandang Laila Junil de Dayan na babae. Ha? So, ito po lahat in answer sa parting word. Ito po ay pamulitika lahat. Now, if it's politics, wala, in violation of the Constitution, because in the ruling of the Supreme Court, there must be, well, the Supreme Court admitted that it is political, but it is also legal. But this Committee of Justice is all purely political lang lahat. Walang legal, kaya they violate the Constitution. And I suppose, I will not be, I would not presume na hindi gumagalaw ang mga abogado ni Vice President to question all this in the court. Itong lahat ng mga violation. And in fact, I believe that if there is an immediate action, they can get an injunction or restraining order in all this violation of the House of Representatives.
Thank you. Okay, next. Okay, dagdag ko lang Manong Rod, ano? Excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Dagdag ko lang, that is another example of the hypocrisy of these people. Si Laila de Lima, noong inimbestigahan yan sa bilibid drug trade, hindi rin siya pumunta eh. She exercised her prerogative not to be present during the hearings. Bago sasabihin ngayon ni de Lima na it should be taken against the Vice President. Kanya ka-hipokrito itong mga tao ito. Doon sa hearing, doon lumabas yung...
Justice.
Oo, Committee on Justice din yun eh. Di ba? Ewan ko kung may ibang committee roon na parang on dangerous drugs yata, I don't know. Pero doon lahat lumabas yung aligasyon. Hindi siya pumunta. She did not rebut yung sinasabi na nagsusubuhan sila ng saba. Hindi dayan. Ba't hindi siya pumunta roon? Sinabi niya, hindi saba, natundan. Ibig sabihin, just to underscore the fact na hindi niya ginagamit yung sinasabi niya sa sarili niya. Hindi siya pumunta roon. And the committee respected that. Na hindi siya pumunta. Wala naman sinabi laban sa kanya. Hindi rin pumunta yung mga abogado niya. Bakit yun sinasabi niya pag hindi ka pumunta? Against the Constitution, hindi ba? Ang hearings in aid of legislation na nasa Constitution din? Ba't hindi niya sinabi sa sarili niya yun? So, that is how hypocritical, how jealous-faced these people are. Doble cara talaga. Grabe.
Okay, kapuso.
Sa papapikito rin sa kayo bondok sa mga sinasabi mo. But anyway, Congressman Paras, from your end po, do you intend to file this before the Supreme Court? Kasi tinanong namin kahapon ng defense team, too early to say, but that remains to be an option. But from your end po,
I think, as a lawyer, no, and I would presume that the hired lawyers of the Vice President, they are actually monitoring all these things. And in my short conversation here with Attorney Bondo, we are in the same mindset that there must be an immediate action. There must be a monitoring because what they are now doing, the Committee of Justice, araw-araw they violate the Constitution. And they should be restrained from further violating and trampling the Constitution. Kasi mali-mali, walang mini trial na nakalagay sa ating sarigang batas.
that's why sir, sa end or sa party, sir, are we expecting any action?
Are you going to file po ba?
So, file?
I would like to clearly state this for the record. We have not been tasked by anyone to challenge this before the Supreme Court or before any pertinent body. However, as an academic exercise, ako na po ang umaamin sa inyo, as an academic exercise and in the interest of our nation, no? Ako po mismo ay naghanda na ng bullet point argument ready. No, it's a very, it is a, kung sila may mini trial, kami may mini draft. No? Meron kaming mini draft.
Bakit itong sinabi mo, Mini, nakatingin ka sa akin?
No, but you know why? Because lahat naman po tayo gusto natin maging handa. But the reason why I wrote it agad, we wrote it, no? Kami ni Attorney Bobe, is because it was too easy to write. It was too easy because the violations are too blatant. Kaya po nangyayari to as a last statement, no? Kasi po, bagamat hindi sufficient in substance and in form sa aming palagay yung mga sinabmit. Ang problema po, yung mga nasa nakaupo po, ang mga sufficient in substance abuse. No? Sino yung sufficient in substance abuse? Kaya ako po, sana mag-ingat sila kasi baka mahirap yung substance abuse kasi baka maging sufficient in form formalin. Sila pagdating ng yun.
So you'll be filing it
I'll answer that.
So you'll be filing it Attorney Condong anytime soon?
No, let me clarify.
You're-
Let me clarify. Wala, we have not been tasked by anyone. Ginawa po namin to in the interest of justice. Taos puso po yan. Kasi po, based on their public pronouncements pa lang, it is so easy already to rebut all of their allegations.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Well,
Next.
let me answer that.
Sige, continue.
From the legal standpoint, no? Importante kasi na maintindihan ninyo pag nag-file kayo ng petition that you have a personality to file or the outcome of your petition, whether it's going to be granted or dismissed, would affect your right as a taxpayer, as a citizen, as a voter. I mentioned a while ago, while I am here today, not just being a lawyer to give my little knowledge or opinion on the matter, but because I am a voter, whether I voted for Marcos or Duterte in the last election, he is or she is now the duly elected president of the Philippines, and therefore she represents me also as my vice president. And if you are going to remove her, I will be deprived of my right being represented by a vice president. So, do I have the legal personality to file a suit? Yes. Because I am a party in interest. Sabi ko nga, hindi lamang dahil siya lang ang ma-impeach dito, siya lamang ang pwedeng mag-file dito. It's a different ballgame pag pinag-usapan natin dito. Mga appointed officials who will be subject for impeachment like justices of the Supreme Court, member of the Constitutional Commission or Ombudsman, because they are not elected by the people. Pero ang presidente as a vice president, elected sila ng tao. And as a voter, no, I will be deprived of my sovereign rights kung matatanggal ang isang tao na inelect ng mamamayang Pilipino. So anyone can file, yun ang aking opinion. This is my opinion. The proper petition before the Supreme Court if needed. Kaya nga, ino-obserbahan ko yung nangyayari proceedings magmula pa nung discussion nila about sufficiency of form, sufficiency of substance, tapos itong ginagawa nila supposed to be committee hearing, and then yung kanilang mga pronouncements na mini trial ito. So sabi ko, oh my God, this is already a violation of the Constitution, what they are doing. And therefore, under the provision of the Constitution, more particularly Article 8, for that matter, on the judiciary, may nakalagay doon dahil yung isang provision about the petition for certiorari questioning the constitutionality of an action amounting to lack of jurisdiction. Not necessarily similar to the provision of Rule 65 of the Rules of Court. Because sa ating saligang batas, meron yung provision na pwedeng magamit. So if you are going to ask me, will you file the necessary petition? I have to think it over after they have concluded all their actions in the House of Representatives. But for now, tulad ni Atty. Bundok, marami na siyang mga bullet points na ginawa nila ni Atty. Torreon. Easy to write, sabi nga niya Atty. Bundok. Sabi ko, I don't even need to write. I can already remember everything they are doing because they are so simple.
Too easy.
Too easy. No, I cannot forget that. Unlike yung complicated case of na kailangan mo talagang use the weapon of your pen or your computer. But what they are doing now, kung nakalimutan mo ng konti, punta ka sa YouTube, tignan mo lang yung mga nangyari ko. You would easily remember. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Atty. Albito. I think you said it very profoundly. On trial here pala, is the majority of the voters who voted for VP Sara. Sila ang on trial.
One on trial here.
Tayo mga bumoto are on trial.
Yes.
That's very important.
It is not
Very
just
profound statement. Okay.
Otherwise, they will be,
Good morning po sa inyo.
Good morning.
Sa mga pinaliwanag niyo po kanina, narinig ng marami at patingin ko sa kayo nila na napakalinaw ng paliwanag po ninyo kasi marami sa mga Pilipino hindi naman intindi ito sa batak yung karamihan. Ngayon, ang sabi ko, ang gusto ko ipunto rito, hindi puntong legal, kundi yung moral. Kasi po, sabi nga ni Congressman Paras, yung mga buhaya ay mga stupidly stupid sila. Sinasang-ayon naman po. Sa tingin ko ng marami kasi nakita naman natin kung paano silang tawagin, honorable, kagalang-galang. Pero ang nakikita po natin ngayon, yung tanong ko po papunta rito sa direksyon. Nakikita po natin na ang dami ng isyong lumutang. Pagmula sa PDIC, PhilHealth, Maharlika Fund, hanggang doon sa mga
18 Marines.
yung 18 Marines, yung mga mali-maleta.
Yes.
Pero prior to that, nagkaroon ng malaking issue tungkol sa pagiging drug addict ng ating presidente na nung huli, nagsalita yung ating senador, Amy Marcos, na mismong kapatid niya. Sa akin pong paniwala, personal, napakalaking issue niya ng moral. Biruin niyo kung iisipin niyo kung totoo na ang presidente addict.
What's the question?
Ito po yung tanong ko. Sa tingin po ba ninyo, dahil sa dami ng mga mali-malitang napawalan, marami nang natatakpan ng bibig at nasusuhulan at hindi na makakibo, paano mo ba ang magandang remedyo natin gagawin pa?
Can I answer that? Ako muna, Kong Jing. Alam nyo yung third impeachment namin ni Congressman Jing, Attorney Topacio, and the others. Mike Defensor and the others. Merong ground doon on the alleged drug addiction of the President. Kaya nga hindi tinanggap yung aming complaint ng House Committee Secretary General, House Secretary General, dahil siguro takot sila dyan sa ground na yan eh. Saka yung plunder, isa sa mga grounds yan eh. Moral yan. Hindi lang legal, constitutional, but moral. Kaya takot sila pag moral ang issue eh. Now, itong maleta, andun din yan, yung plunder, which we cited Gutesa and Saldico, na pinatotohanan ngayon ng 18 sundalo. So you see, we have done our part. Congressman Jing, we have done our part. Attorney Topacio, we have done our part. Ang problema, ang House, they have to answer itong maleta issue because Congressman Suntay raised that issue sa Committee on Justice. Kaya doon, pinaroot siya ng out of order. Pero tama yun eh. Because baka ito, yung galaw nila ngayon ay they are prejudiced and biased against the Vice President because may link doon. I'm not saying that they are guilty, pero we raised that.
Attorney Paras.
Well, we have the same mind, sinabi na niya, pero I'll just add, no? Yung lahat na sinabi niyo po, with your question, ni-raise na po namin yan lahat ng issue. That's why we filed an impeachment complaint. Pero, dirty trick kami ng House. Una-una, they made it sure na yung magtatanggap ay absent, nagbakasyon daw sa Taiwan. Yung kasunod niya, yung deputy, was also told not to accept it. In fact, did we file a case already to this guy? Itong si Attorney, we're contemplating on filing a case against yung deputy, si Salonga. Kasi, hindi siya nagtanggap ng impeachment complaint namin. Halit din na tinanggap nila yon, napakalawak po yung akusasyon namin dito sa, ano ba tawag nila yung kay Marcos? Bangag na Pangulo? Yeah. So, mayroon po talaga na complaint kami citing all ng mga lahat ng kabulastugan ni Marcos Jr. po. Pero ang inintindi nila yung kay VP Sara. Pero doon sa complaint against Marcos na pinay ng bayan muna na mayroon naman ding laman wala daw substance. So, yun po ang imbalance, yun po ang tinatawag nating pamulitika lamang. To protect Marcos, who is being accused of so many crimes by Saldico, by the 18 Marines, versus an allegation na pinagwala ng base ng COA against the Vice President na napaka-pranggot ng 125 million versus billions of billions na sinasabi ni Saldico na tinanggap ni Marcos Jr. Yun po.
Thank you, thank you. Okay,
Nga pala, may naalala lang ako.
Yeah,
Ang
please.
tawag na pala ng ibang tao kay Representative Luis Cro is Representative Necessity. Because necessity knows no law.
Okay.
Baka natin makalimutan yung issue ng confidential funds. 125 million yun, tapos another 600 million yata sinasabi, di ba?
Sa DepEd yung iba eh.
Yes. Immaterial yung sa DepEd. No, dahil hindi naman impeachable official yung Secretary of Education. Anyway, pag pinag-usapan natin na ang basis lamang po nila ay yung notice of disallowance sa COA as evidence, naku po, pag yun po ay tatanggaping ebidensya, karaming makukulong ng mga cabinet officials o kaya pati sa presidente dahil hindi pa nila na-account yung kanilang mga confidential funds or kaya mga notice of disallowances yan. Billions yan. Pumunta ka sa yung website ng COA. Every department, every year, marami silang mga hindi pa naliliquidate. But it doesn't mean na meron ng krimen na nangyari. So, ang daming mga unliquidated dyan. So, walang basic. At tapos, ewan ko, meron akong nakita sa Facebook na ginamit nilang ebidensya. Inilabas na lang nila si Piatos na ebidensya doon sa house, di ba? Pero maglalabas din kami ng Piatos dito, kainin natin ha. Hindi ito ebidensya. Kasi ang isa lang yung pinabigay nila sa pamuning eh.
Tsaka green, ha? Green.
Okay, okay. Let me aside.
Kainin natin to.
With your permission, I want to change the subject. Because the economy is a very big problem now because of the oil crisis. Binigyan ng President ng emergency power. Kaya anong inyong recommendation sa Presidente? On how to address the oil crisis?
Well, una-una, there's no need for an emergency.